Welcome to the Greater Fort Walton Beach Chamber of Commerce Business Forum. I'm your host, Nick Chubb, owner of Cabinets-RRR-Us and the 2018 Chairman of the Board. Our guest this morning is Jennifer Adams with the Convention and Visitors Bureau. Welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you for having me.
Since you are still a relatively newcomer to the area, tell us about how you've settled in and what your first impressions are now that you've really got your feet on the ground.
Yeah, I'm coming up on a year being in this position, so it's exciting. I've been in and out of the area since the early 1990s in Walton and Gulf and Okaloosa County, and I'm really glad to be back here and in this position. We have lots of great work to do. It's a wonderful destination that just needs to be brought back up to the position where it should be. It's a premier vacation destination, and we need to get back to that point.
And you've already made strides in that area.
We're trying. We really had a blank slate. So coming in September and really taking the first few months to look at the organization as a whole, look at the marketing, look at the strategies, if there were any. And so decided that we're going to start from scratch. Have a wonderful Tourist Development Council. So that's the TDC. So let me back up a second. There's some confusion. The TDC is the Tourist Development Council. Those are my 9 members who volunteer their time to be an advisory council for me and the organization. The TDD is the Tourist Development Department. We are county employees. So as a department within the county, that's how we're referred. Out in the marketing realm, we are the Emerald Coast Convention and Visitors Bureau. So that includes the administration, the visitor services, the film commissioners under there, as well as the convention center. So I try to stick with CVB because that's really industry-wide how we are known. But being a county employee, that's for the Tourist Development Department. So.
Right, and it is a little confusing. I know we tried to make that transition, or you tried to initiate the transition, and I think more people are getting accustomed to saying CVB.
I think they are. I think now that they know, and it also helps me bring the convention center back up to light because it really sort of got lost in there in tourist development.
And speaking of the convention center, can you talk to any plans for the convention center, both growth or how to attract new business?
Sure. So we just hired a new general manager, Melissa Reed, and she just started in May. She's great knowledge, and her skill set is that she's has experience in food and beverage, in events, and in sales and operations. So she has all of the
good, well-rounded package.
Absolutely. And it took us a while to find the right person, but I knew that we needed to find the right fit for the convention center. The convention center is a beautiful facility. It's 15 years old and it needs some upgrades. So we have a list of capital improvements, and Melissa is really going through all procedures and all of the guidelines that we have and bringing them up to date. There's a new we do things different now than we did in 2003. So it's nice to have a clean perspective. And we're going to really be targeting different types of meetings. The convention center has kind of morphed itself into an upgraded civic center, and it's not. It's a convention center. We have great food, great services, and great meeting space, and we need to get the meetings in there that fit our brand and that can help elevate that. It's the only convention center between, Pensacola and Tallahassee.
Right.
So it should be operating at a higher capacity, and we need to get it there.
And of course, the hoteliers will greatly appreciate some increased traffic spun off from bringing new meetings in. So hopefully get that on board and see some progress in that arena and make a lot of folks happy.
Yeah, I think so. And I'm approaching the convention center. It's a part of our destination. It's not just a building where you can hold a meeting. So I think with that and bringing in the experiences of all you can do in addition to having a meeting will help get it to that level. The brand in itself has really become a commodity. So there's 2 types of brands. There's the commodity brand that's based on price, and there's the luxury brand that's based on emotional connection. As a destination, we have not done a good job at storytelling. We have not done a good job at being, true to who we are and who we want to come visit. Our mission statement, we just wrote our mission statement, and our focus is really to manage tourism in the destination and balance it with the local quality of life.
And that's important.
It is. I mean, I live here, you live here, and we have people who come and live here for a week or a month or 3 months, however, but we need to make sure that we're managing that across all of our platforms.
Great. One of the things that's popped up in the media lately has been public safety. There have been some issues out there that have, hit the media. Can you talk to us about what the position of CVB is with that?
Yeah, so a few years ago, the legislation was changed. So there are 3 counties, Bay, Okaloosa, and Walton, could allocate up to 10% for public safety and lifeguard programs, and we do that. We also this year put an in-market public safety messaging campaign, Know Before You Go, directing people to our website to have them learn more about the flag system, beach safety, public safety, leave no trace, and we've been getting a lot of good feedback from that. There are a lot of people on the beaches. In fact, yesterday at my TDC meeting, the council voted to add 3 more lifeguards through season. Now that Noriega Point is finished, we'll need one there. Destin needs another one, and the island needs another one. So we hope to see a broader picture next year by putting some ambassadors on the beach. We need to have some pole markers so people, if they're in distress, and they can identify a pole number. If
like
they had,
a mile marker.
Absolutely. Just for, there's a lot of people on the beach, and if you walk and you get disoriented or someone gets hurt, they can be logged into the 911 system, and then it just makes it easier. So I'll be working with both the Okaloosa Fire District and the Destin City Fire District in how we shape that and how we can help let them focus on the safety, and we can focus on the education next year.
Well, before we went on air, you and I were chatting about some things, and we talked about how this season compares to last season and the attempts to spread the condensed peak season out over the shoulder season.
Yeah, so we have summer, and really now summer's June and July because of school start,
right,
and where Labor Day falls. But so our focus is on what I call prime season, basically August through May, September, August through May. And then we have summer. So I've been hearing from some of my partners that June is doing very well, and July is already pacing ahead of last year. May, because of the storm at the end of the month,
right,
Alberto, wasn't as high as people expected, but it wasn't as low as people thought it would be, knowing that what the weather was. So knowing that we just have just as many units in December that we do in July, we're shifting that focus. Already, our March was up over 30%. So we're going to try and keep that and spread that out. One of my goals is an increase of tourist development tax revenues in prime season by 10%. And that doesn't mean more people necessarily. It means spreading them out where they come and having them do more, spend more, and invest more, in our charters, in our shopping, in our restaurant, and in our lodging.
Very good. Well, Jennifer, our time's about up, so I thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy day to come in and sit with us. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back with our next guest.